My name is Rhapsody and welcome back to Hearthstone Arena. Last time I tried to uber scum it up and I just tried so hard and didn't really get that far. I would so pick Paladin again if I were trying to do that, but you know what? Variety is the spice of life. Plus I have a Druid dominance quest, so I may as well pick this. A 4-3 for, I mean it's not great, but this dies for free to so many different things. It needs to survive a turn before it's actually useful. Whereas this at least will go 1 for 1, even if it trades down in terms of tempo. I have no beasts to justify picking this, so instead I'll just pick the Claw, because it's actually relatively good. Ship's Cannon, I guess, because it's a 2-mana 2-3, rather than the rest of them being horrible. Dark Iron Dwarf is so powerful, it can help you trade so far up, it's so good. So. Alright, I'll take another Claw because the rest of those are pretty unimpressive as well. Onyxia wins you the game in the late game. Trogzor the Earthinator. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Your opponent can't remove it with a spell, so they're going to need to... I mean, Trogzor seems good, actually. But Onyxia just ends the game. I think Onyxia is the one that I want to go for. Again, another Dark Iron Dwarf. Druid of the Claw, amazing. I'm getting a lot of these where there's one really good card in the pack and then two shit ones. Hang on. My mathematics is obviously not that excellent. Speaking of excellent, let's take that Zombie Chow. If we can get enough minions sticking the other game, we can use a Defender of Argus relatively well. I don't like a 2-mana 2-2, especially considering I already have a Ship's Cannon, I already have a Zombie Chow. You know, I'd rather kind of vary myself a little. These are pretty shit, so I'll take an Innovate. Possibly get out my Onyxia really early. Onyxia Soul of the Forest? Wombo combo? No, I can't rely on that, unfortunately, so I'll take a Silver Moon Guardian, which is kind of lackluster, but having some Dark Iron Dwarfs to buff it up and then trade into something makes it a little bit better. Bloodfin Raptor is a solid 3-2. Druid of the Fang is... Sorry, Druid of the Flame, rather, is a really, really good 3-mana creature. Because you just summon a 5-2 if your opponent has nothing to contest it, or a 2-5 if they do. And then the 2-5 beats it down. It's real good. Druid of the Claw, again, already justified that pick. And Amani Berserker is pretty good as well. Stormpike Commando has an immediate effect on the field. Silver Moon Guardian would be overloading my 4-drop slot in things that aren't independently strong. Like, these are all cards that I guess I could play by themselves, but they're better if I play them in a specific position. Like, the Defender of Argus needs to have 2 minions beside it. Dark Iron Dwarf needs to have a small minion to buff, that kind of stuff. So instead, I'll go with the Stormpike Commando rather than getting the extra 4-drop. Now I'll take the extra 4-drop because the other 2 4-drops were not good. I'm going to take an Iron Bark here. Oh, man, an Ancient of War. I'm getting some really good late game. It's just all of the stuff before that sucks. I'll take a Crazed Alchemist so I can try and tech some kills. Knife Juggler is a solid 2-drop. I'm looking for some 3s now. I mean, between the two of these, they're most often both going to die no matter what they attack. So I'll take the Worgen Infiltrator, which gets to play a turn earlier. Power of the Wilds, excellent. Anodized Robocub, really good as well. I'm looking for 3-drops that I can take. That I can actually take. I don't know if I can take a Deathlord. Because Deathlord will outright lose me a lot of games. Little Exorcist is only good if it triggers, whereas Twilight Drake is usually pretty damn good. Oh god. How many early games? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I have enough early game. I'll take the Iron Bark. How many beasts do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 5 beasts. Maybe I should have taken the Druid of the Fang. Alright, Imp Master 100% because it's a 3-drop. Having more 1-drops means that on my turn 3 I can drop a 1 and a 2. Interesting. This will constantly go back into my deck. But you know what? I have enough super late game. I need a little bit of mid-late game to get there, so I'll take a can. I'm not going to make any predictions for this deck because it's been a very, very, very long time since I've played Druid. I'm not super good at kind of using Druid in the way that I would like it to be used. I obviously don't have any swipes in this deck. I don't have Starfire, I don't have Starfall, so my board clear is horrible, and I'm missing out on a lot of the very key cards. But I do have all of the kind of, like, big things, right? If I can just stick to my curve and then get to the end of it, I have huge stuff that I can just plant on the board and say, yo, you lose now. Twilight Drake is best kept, I believe. Yeah, because I'm not going to be doing special plays where I, like, go, oh, a 2-drop and then a 3-drop and that type of stuff. I just need to play 1 card a turn, hopefully. Okay. And then if I play 1 card a turn, the Twilight Drake will at least come out as a 4/4. Oh, shit. Actually, that's still 1 card a turn, as long as I use Hero Power plus Claw to kill something. Fuck. Please get a 3-drop. Otherwise, I'm so far behind. Good enough. So it came out as a Yeti. That's fine by me. My opponent had to take 2 turns in a row to ping down a 3/2. It's not that great for them. Rather than trade into it, I have a few options here. I can innovate out the Ancient of War, and then I kind of get really shreked by Polymorph. Do I get really shreked by Polymorph? I mean, Polymorph is still bad, but it's not amazingly bad. No, Druid of the Claw should suffice here with its taunt form. Because it means if my opponent attacks in here to the Druid of the Claw, I can just use my Claw as a response. And then I can innovate out the Ancient of War following. It's also possible that my opponent burns their Polymorph on this. Although, since I played a Druid of the Claw, I give my opponent a chance to use a Fireball instead. And actually remove it. My opponent has Blizzard next turn, so them attacking in there isn't that bad. Unless I'm innovating, I'm not summoning another creature. So instead, I just do this.
For the wild.
I kind of want to keep this safe against Flame Strike. I don't need to keep it safe against Flame Strike, because when we get to the Flame Strike turns, I'm just going to be playing a big minion every turn. So I can ignore Flame Strike. Like this turn, it's going to be an Ancient of War in 5/10 taunt form.
Do you like to play with fire?
I'll even consider trading down just so that doesn't do... Really, would I consider trading down? I don't know. Oh no.
It's time for a little blood.
The most common secret, by the way, is Mirror Entity. So I needed to make sure it wasn't that. Don't be Counterspell either. Okay. So I managed to salvage my turn by playing a really early 2-drop and then innovating out my 7. There's the Polymorph. Fine. Okay, so now I can test for Vaporize or Ice Barrier. Okay, it's neither of those. Second Polymorph. Oh. Frostbolt Fireball. In a situation like this, do I even play? Because if I play Onyxia, and then I just get duplicated, I'm screwed. No, I play this. Then it duplicates for my opponent, and I kill it. It's pretty good for them, actually. Because now they can play one of those to kill this, ping their attack. Oh, that's even worse for me. So I can play Onyxia. That would be so good. Knife Juggler into Onyxia. Unfortunately, I'm one mana off. However, if my opponent doesn't have, you know, Arcanic... There's the Flame Strike. Yeah. There's no way to play around that many different tech cards, unfortunately. This is why Mage is so fucking annoying to play against. Because they have so many different things that they can just play at any one point. And it's like, oh, I guess fuck me then.
For the wild. For the wild.
Am I dead? Probably dead. Yep.
For the king.
Whee!
Dead. I can see.
0-1. Great way to start it off, isn't it? So what was it? The Polymorph for the first one. Then the Frostbolt Fireball for the second big dude. Then the Flame Strike for the third big dude. Not really much I could do at that point. And even if I was going to play entirely around Flamestrike, I still have to play Onyxia, because it's the only card that I had that would actually have an immediate effect on board. Since I don't have the coin, I don't need to keep 2 2-drops. That's actually pretty good, as long as my opponent doesn't have like a really developed early board so they can deal with the Imp Master. This should be a pretty good game. Gonna choose this in attack mode, just in case my opponent wants to coin out a 3-drop, and the 3-drop has 3 health. Because if I play it in defense mode, it dies to almost all 3-drops for free. Fine. It's probably Explosive Trap. So I don't trigger Explosive Trap until I have a much better board state. So I want to trade everything down. Plus I've got a hero power that I can actually trigger Explosive Trap with, so that's pretty good.
Pass me that arc light scanner.
You call that a weapon? Let the dark in.
Excuse me? I should have buffed it. Oh, man. Just in case. I was so certain it was Explosive Trap because my opponent played it that early. They must have just had a shitty opening hand. I'll trade. Just so my opponent doesn't get like a super lucky fucking multi-shot and clear the board. They would be 1 minion off clearing the board, but they'd leave a 1/1, so it'd be okay. I think I'm gonna go for supreme value here. Gets me another 1/1 out of the Imp Master before she dies. Plus allows me to trade without losing anything. It's really bad against Area of Effect and Unleash the Dogs. Cool, I don't attack.
Where shall I start?
Actually, no, that'll go down to 2 health after the Jungle Panther hits it. I can't risk that being Explosive Trap. It's gonna be the same way I would have dealt with it before. I'll only attack in when I know that I have so few minions on board that don't die to it that it's not really an effective attack. Although, just in case, I'll try and play around freezing as well. Silence? That's pretty bad. It's freezing again.
Done.
The Earth Mother are upon us.
My shield for Argon.
For honor.
It survives to the thing. Survives to the flattening thing. You know what? I actually should have put it here. So that it spreads out the ability of my opponent to kill both of my taunts using an Explosive Trap. Explosive Trap, I mean Explosive Shot.
To my side.
Almost certainly not the one they were hoping for. The best target they could have gotten. Okay, whatever. But they probably would have traded the Huffer into it anyway, so... It's not an actual loss. 5 plus my board state currently is equal to 15. No. Don't have lethal. Don't worry, I was checking. It's kind of gross. I just pulled some dead skin out of the roof of my mouth. Was it? This is gonna sound incredibly strange. I was eating a pie, a meat pie, and it was hot enough that it seems to have burned the roof of my mouth. Excellent. Oh, I mean, I probably still have lethal. Yeah, I do. It's just I would have more lethal if my opponent let me fucking use my both Druid of the Claws in charge form. Whee! Okay. We haven't gone 0-3. We have evaded the 0-3. That makes this a successful arena as far as I'm concerned. My determination of success is based entirely around whether or not I am actually the worst player of all time. If not, that's it. That's all I ever wanted. I'm better than the worst. Not the best, but I'm also not the worst, and that's good enough. Whew.
Malfurion versus Rexar.
Bluebird.
Let the hunt begin. I must protect the wild.
That's the only one I want to throw back. The rest of this is pretty good as an opening. Holy shit. Coin a Worgen Infiltrator and a Zombie Chow in my opening hand. Don't mind if I do.
My greetings. Greetings, traveler. I smell blood.
Then if my opponent plays a 2-3 in response, I can hero power and kill it. It's almost as if I played my turn 1 and then my turn 2 on the same turn. Oh, so good. Oh my god, my opponent doesn't even have a response. I've got a ship's cannon, buddy. You can't dilly-dally. I'm worried about the positioning just because Defender of Argus is going to come out at some point. I'm going to attack with this because... Because that's why.
My thanks to you.
Why is my opponent saying well played? Oh, they're probably sad that that's going to get killed by a Worgen Infiltrator. Ooh. Or not. Maybe it gets killed without a Worgen Infiltrator. It's also important that I did that on that turn because it means that both of these have more than 3 health, which means that a multi-shot, at most, will kill a Worgen Infiltrator. Okay, so now I want to defend this.
My shield for Argus.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
My thanks to you.
Oh. That's a charge minion. That's a charge minion, buddy.
Well fought.
Well, that was a very quick match. I particularly enjoyed the part where we rocked their body. Okay. I've got a little more confidence back as a result of that. That's how a match typically should go, as far as I'm concerned. All the way up until 12 wins. It should just be that again. And again. And again and again. It's also worth noting that that opening would have been completely fine against a Paladin, who you usually have the roughest openings against because they have Shielded Minibot, because they have Argent Protector, because they have all of these ways to keep a minion on the field after killing yours. But since we have so many 2-3s, and we got all of them in that game, it really didn't matter if they had that. Star Adder. Last one was Bluebird. Okay, so it's not like we're doing it to the same person again.
The wild.
We'll go a standard 2 into a coin 3. Oh, no, we'll go a standard 3. Which means we're going to have a Twilight Drake as, out as a 4-6. Unless we draw 2 here, in which case, maybe I coin the 2. Depends, if our opponent plays a 1. Okay. If I draw a 2, then I'll definitely coin Ship's Cannon.
What you want?
Baby, I got it. What you need. You know I got it. And all I'm asking. So as it stands, it looks like this one card kills both of these. But I would expect from the hand to come like a Glaive Zuka or something like that, and then I'm gonna have to be sad for a while. Actually, worse would be a hunter's bow. What's it called? Whoa! That's a radical idea.
Bathe in flames.
So I definitely put it in this form because it means... Really? Actually? It doesn't die to the multi-shot.
For the king.
Very possible that was incredibly wrong. Just a casual turn 4/4/7. If my opponent silences this and then trades into it, I'll still be pretty sad, but any silence they can play at this point of the game, I can immediately respond to with this, plus at most a hero power. Hunter's Mark, kind of like a silence-ish, for this one at least.
What you want?
Baby, I got it. What you need, you know I got it.
Where shall I strike?
No, I don't think I want to trigger... Well, I triggered it, and it wasn't what I thought it was. I never try and think that it's snipe and misdirection. I just never think about it, because they're so bad that they're almost not worth dealing with.
My shield.
That needs to die. It's too powerful of a creature.
I've got a huge god.
And the reason I'm so fine with wasting the Innovate and the coin there is because I still have the Ancient of War natural play next turn. This also keeps me under 4 minions on board, so Mind Control Tech doesn't fuck me. And under 4 minions on board is also a pretty good rule of thumb so that I don't have to deal with Unleash the Hounds dealing with me. It's the natural way to do it. Like that. I could consider putting that in taunt form, but... Sorry, not in taunt form, but in uprooted form, so it has plus 5 attack and no taunt, so it would be 10-5. And the reason that I would consider that, the only reason I would consider that, is if I had much lower health and my opponent's steady shot was about to tick me down, so I really need to just pump in the damage quick as possible. I am not in that position. I also don't know if either of these cards are Mind Control Tech, but it's entirely possible. So that's why instead of trading the health away from this one, I'll actually sack the 4/1. So I can keep myself under 3 minions. Because my opponent keeps just playing 1 card per turn, so there's like 2 cards they've held for a very long time. And I know if I were in their position, I would think, look, the only way I'm going to win this is holding onto the Mind Control Tech and my opponent misplaying. One was a heal.
Into the breach.
It's especially bad because if I play into Mind Control Tech, my opponent steals one of mine, it's a taunt minion, I'm gonna have to cut through my own minion to kill them. That was just a Force Tank Max. That's their top deck card as well, so I don't play around it being a Mind Control Tech. because that would be absurd. 4/4. I'm 1 off lethal. Am I only 1 off lethal? So I can have 15 from here and then 1 from my hero. Yeah, I'm 1 off lethal. If I use the Crazed Alchemist to flip my attack, then I can get an extra 2 attack on board, but that still doesn't put me to lethal. Is this actually a mind control tech? It was top decked last turn, so it's not something that's been held onto all game. So if it is, that's super fucking unlikely. Oh, it's a Taz Dingo and a multi-shot that actually doesn't do anything.
Well played. Thanks.
Come on. Can't run from this shit, bitch.
I wonder.
Okay, 3-1. Relatively good so far. If I can get this dominance quest done, I'm happy. Because then the gold I get from the arena plus the dominance quest, 60 gold, is enough to usually put me in the clear. And that's all I'm aiming to do. I just want to get as much gold as possible so that when the Grand Tourney comes out, I can buy as many packs as possible and then never use them because I don't really play ranked. I just like collecting them, I guess. It's a CCG, it's completely fine to just like collecting the cards.
You asked for it.
I must protect the wild.
No reason to have two 2-drops this early unless I had a 1-drop in hand and were trying to supplement a 3. But I have an Imp Master, so... Imp Master being followed up by Defender of Argus is pretty damn good. If my opponent isn't going to immediately remove all the Imp Master stuff, then I almost certainly will have a target for the Defender of Argus. So here's what they do. They attack in, and then they ping my guy, and then they end up with a 2-1, and then I have to hero power next turn. But oh, Lord of Lords, if I hero power next turn, I don't really get to play anything else. The worst thing is they get to hero power on curve. Right. Imp Master shouldn't be that bad. Either of the bodies here will take that down. Take it downtown. Using what? Well, at least I have 2 bodies for the Defender of Argus. That's pretty good. I wouldn't be surprised to see the ping attack both hit the Imp Master. I just wish I had like a super strong 5-drop to follow this up. I don't like it. Luckily the zombie chow can't kill anything super valuable itself. The Stormwind Knight would be doing the same thing that I'm going to be doing with my hero power, and I can play the Injured Blade Master. So Stormwind Knight comes out and attacks a creature. It becomes a 2/3. And I don't get to use my hero power. Or I play the Injured Blade Master, which becomes a 4/3. I use my hero power to kill one of them. Which of those seems more sensible to you? Especially because I'm going to full heal afterwards anyway.
For the wild.
No, they don't necessarily have a target to ping next turn. Plus, I don't want to play into mind control tech. Okay, fine, I'll do that one. This also leaves me with the ability to use Stormwind Knight plus ping hero power, rather, next turn.
Squire, attend me.
Ready, sir.
It's pretty bad. I can sacrifice these two in order to keep this alive, as long as I use my hero power to kill this as well. So I would have a 2-3 and a 4-3. Or I can have a 2-3, a 1-3, a 2-3, and hero power the face. I think actually having the slimmer board in this situation is going to be a better thing for me. And I think that because unless my opponent is going to Blizzard this turn, they're going to play a minion this turn, and then I want to be able to have minions with high enough attack to take down that minion and trade off their own board state so that I don't have to worry about them getting hit by Flame Strike. Having a wider board previously is probably a bad idea for me. Okay.
Bathe in flames. You love my new recipe.
So this might look like I'm playing into Flame Strike. Not really. Not super. I mean, I have to play the minions sometime anyway. But this way, if my opponent Flame Struck that turn, I would still have a 2-1, and then I get to play an Ironbark Protector afterwards. I'm looking very much forward to my Ironbark Protector Claw next turn when this gets polymorphed. Or is it going to be Flame Strike? What's going to take it down?
Must cleanse the Sunwell.
Oh, neither! Sorry, neither! Pardon my English. I could have used Claw to remove that, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I'm gonna want to use Claw at some point later. Also, keeping Claw in hand will mean that the Twilight Drake actually comes out in a reasonable body size.
Shall not fall. For honor.
Just so that this takes the ping as well. Opponents in top decking mode and haven't used the Flame Strike so far. Well, obviously. Where there have been opportunities to use a Flame Strike, so I'm going to assume this isn't one.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
And it wasn't. Hooray for me.
Remember, kill to lust. All the while.
Did I screw that up severely somewhere? I think I might have. Probably should have traded this over.
I wonder.
Oh well. As soon as we top deck Onyxia, it's pretty much over. Even Can would probably do it.
Locked and loaded.
Okay. Not that bad. Again, I put the stealth minion in the center of them so that all three can't be targeted with a Cone of Cold. Cone of Cold, of course, targeting the main person, and then... main minion. And then the minion adjacent to either side. I also played the taunt because it means that my opponent has to trade both of their minions into it. That's pretty bad, but at least my current board state kills it. Or I could just ignore it. It's also possible that I attack, defeat this, and then put this as a 10-5, but then, you know, Frostbolt, Flame Cannon, Fireball. Excuse me? Waiting was definitely a correct idea. Okay, top deck another Pyroblast. Then hit my face. Oh no, then I'll have lethal next turn. Hit your own face with the Pyroblast. Plus, I'd use my hero power next turn, so 2 Pyroblasts in a turn. 2 Pyroblasts in a row, sorry, still wouldn't win. Well played.
Well played.
Well played.
No need to be a dick about it and play my final card, especially because I don't have a minion. Sorry, I don't have any quest that requires me to play as many cards as possible, like only the Meek or anything like that. Also, what if I accidentally, somehow, happen to go up against that person later in the arena? Then they'll know I've got a Knife Juggler, and that's just gonna end my game. They're constantly gonna play around that Knife Juggler. They'll play around that Knife Juggler Onyxia combo. They're gonna know it's coming on turn 9. You know how that happens? It happens with Knife Juggler into Can Bloodhoof on turn 8. My opponent defeats Can, like that's the point. They constantly target Can, rather. And then I play Onyxia. That's how that's gonna work. Holy shit, this opening hand. No. Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. That's staying. That is good. Of course, our opponent can defeat almost the entirety of it with just a single Fiery War Axe. But you know, who picks Fiery War Axe these days? It's the worst card. Don't have a Fiery War Axe, please. It's so good. Oh, I'm fucked. So good. The idea here is that if my opponent develops anything with... That's not what the idea was. Oh well. Okay, now the idea is that my opponent gets to kill one of these and then they develop something that has 4 health. Or less. Then I get to Dark Iron Dwarf the Amani and kill it. I'll probably claw and play whatever I get from the top deck to kill that instead. Because keeping around a 2-3 is really valuable when I have a buff card. Well, now I'm suddenly disinterested in clawing it. I don't think I innovate claw. I think because I'm so close to the turns where because I'm so close to being 2 mana crystals away from the turns where I can play my biggest things, I want to keep them around. Okay. That's correct. If my opponent wanted to go for value, they would have lost.
Where shall I strike?
I'm learning more and more that I don't immediately need to respond to absolutely every play. I can just take it slow sometimes. And I will actually trade down here, just so that my opponent doesn't have the damage on field to kill the Druid of the Claw. So the beautiful thing about playing against a warrior is the majority of their removal is through their weapons. So if you play a really, really big dude, what are they gonna do? What exactly are they gonna do against it, rather than run their face into it a multitude of times? I assume if they had a, execute, they would have probably played it by that point. But they'll also have to run their face into this if they want to play the execute. So they trade half of a weapon, which is half of a card, plus a card to remove one of mine. At this point, we get to the stage of the game where druids are really, really efficient, and warriors are not at all efficient. Now I want one more damage to kill that easily. My opponent hasn't shown the ability to remove this, so I don't want to do it for them. I could use Stormwind Knight plus my hero power, sorry, plus Claw in order to remove this. That's not actually that bad.
For the king! For honor! For the wild!
Almost all of the buffs that warriors can bestow upon a creature either require it to be damaged, I'm talking about Rampage there, or damage the creature itself, I'm talking about Cruel Taskmaster, I'm talking about Inner Rage. So I don't see any reason in attacking this myself. That would have been a good reason.
Bend to my command.
There are. You are not fit
My shield for Argon.
I don't want my opponent to be able to damage themselves and get this weapon powerful. So I think I attack there, but then this becomes a 6. And then a 6 can kill this on the backswing. No, a 6 can kill this, and then this gets killed by that. Or if I attack here, this becomes a 6/5. Dies to that, and then that attacks there. This is correct. This is actually correct. Because even if my opponent... end turn is kind of screwed there. Even if my opponent runs the Spiteful Smith into here, the buff on this actually doesn't matter. So the act of them enraging the Spiteful Smith doesn't actually contain any value for them right now, because their best strike with the Arcanite Reaper is to kill this. Unless, of course, they have, like, Inner Rage or Cruel Taskmaster, in which case you buff this, and then you attack this, and then you kill this. Good thing they didn't have those. Okay. Hey, it's the mind control tech we've been playing around for 4 fucking games.
For the wild.
For honor.
The safest play is to make it so that even if my opponent sacks in here, and even if they kill a good target, they're then going to die to the remainder of my board.
Are upon us.
Truth is my shield.
Oh! Excuse me? Wrong target, buddy! I can actually take some damage to my face in order to get an extra damage to my opponent's face here. And that's by doing that. So my opponent can armor up and then kill this. But the reason I say that was the wrong target is because I think they should have killed my 5-2. Oh, that's the perfect card right now. Is because I think they should have killed my 5-2 because my 4-5 didn't actually have the ability to kill their minion. So I would have had to use 3 different attacks in order to kill the Sunwalker. I would have had to use a hero power, my 2-3, and my 5-4, sorry, my 4-5 to do it. But instead, I managed to just use my hero power and my 5-2. That extra point of damage was definitely worth killing. Okay. At this point, an extra card is actually worth this much to me. Because I have enough... Because almost any extra card means that I'm putting enough minions on the field that my opponent can't escape death. It's also worth noting if I hero powered their face and then played a minion, they would be down to 1 and then they'd have to armor up and they wouldn't be able to kill the Panther with just the shield block again! This person is holding on for dear life, and the thing is, the sad thing is, it's entirely possible that they just play a big minion before I do, and they win. Just because the Gorehowl has kept them alive this long. Entirely possible. Or not. Well played. I miscounted that. I thought I was going to need my hero power as well. Okay. There's the 60 gold. As... I was about to say as expected, but that's douchey as fuck. So instead I'll say, as demanded. I need to straighten up this chair.
Malfurion versus
Elite Knives, the Rogue. Again, a lot of their removal is based around weapons, but they also have a very large amount of removal that is based around spells. So I can't be too hopeful. So the play here revolves around playing the ship's cannon in the first turn. Well, not the first turn, in the second turn. And then Druid of the Flame is a 2-5, and then the Druid of the Flame sticks around because it's a 2-5. It's almost impossible to kill at that point. And I get to buff it with the Dark Iron Dwarf in order to kill something, and then it sticks around. At which point, I will probably have such a huge advantage that it's difficult to overcome. Dark Iron Dwarf. Whew. Oh.
Powering up. Portals online.
Oh well. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. If my opponent plays... I was about to say, if my opponent plays like a Mech Yeti or a... fucking just an atrocious minion for me right now, I'm gonna be pretty sad, but this isn't sadness. So if they didn't... You would have played the Mech Yeti last turn, wouldn't you? I'm gonna have to assume you would have. And then I can play the same minion again next turn, but with charge. Oh, baby. Fine.
For the king! For honor!
It's possible my opponent thinks killing this is beneath them, and then just plays a minion instead. Damn it. Okay.
Where shall I strike?
So my opponent can run in the Anabar, run in the hero power, keep the Anabar, keep the other half of the hero power. But then the Anabar has 1 health, and I... Oh, assassinate. That's kind of sadness-inducing. That worked out pretty well. Unless, of course, they're going for face damage, in which case, they're pretty far ahead of me. God, it's cold. Is my heater even on? Oh my god. I turned my heater off. I'm a dumb dude. That's not okay. They're definitely going for face damage. I call this Exodus of the Hand, where I just play all the minions I can because there's nothing else I can do. Somehow I need my opponent not to have 3 damage in hand, which I find really unlikely they don't have.
The gates are open.
Oh, apparently they don't. I lose if I do anything except this and then double trade. Now I lose to Assassinate, I lose to Sap, I lose to... almost an infinitum of different things.
Mistakes were made.
Sap from the top deck, well played. Yeah. Unfortunately, them being able to actually use the Anabar really well and me not being able to establish anything on the board due to 2 Saps, a Freeze, an Assassinate. Unfortunately, due to that, there's really nothing I can do there. Don't mind the stone-struck look on my face. I'm just trying to think if there's, like, a move I could have played differently to actually deal with that without losing.
Malfurion
I don't think so.
Thrall.
For Doomhammer, I must protect the wild.
I've got to be careful about having 2 really early game cards against the Druid. Sorry, against the Shaman, because the possibility is that they just Lightning Shock me. Not Lightning Shock, Fork Lightning, there we go. Although if they forked lightning right now, they won't be able to play anything on turn 3, and this doesn't even die. No need to reveal this.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
That's pretty bad. Yeah, my 3 cards just fight my opponent's 2 cards. And there's nothing I can really do.
First kill.
I don't even know if it's worth developing a Crazed Alchemist, because it probably just dies to whatever my opponent plays. If I had a Dark Iron Dwarf in hand, I'd definitely do it. But having this in hand is actually more powerful than playing it right now, because I want the Twilight Drake to come out with as much health as possible. That's sus as hell. I'm gonna play the Silver Moon Guardian instead of the Twilight Drake, because since they didn't generate anything with 4 mana or 2 mana, I have to assume that the majority of the things in their hand are reactive cards, and an especially horrible reactive card to see when you're playing a Twilight Drake is Earthshock, because it silences the Twilight Drake first, so it becomes a 4/1, and then it deals 1 damage. So it's just all bad. I want to kill that with my hero power, but I don't have a 3-drop right now, so boom. This is fine. I wouldn't be super surprised to see a Hex, but I really want to get the Hexes out of my opponent's hand before I play a canned Bloodhoof. Because Hex is like one of the most efficient ways to deal with it. If you can play around your opponent's removal for the canned Bloodhoof, and then just play it, and they don't top deck the removal immediately afterwards, you gotta rely on that one as well. Then you're in a really good position, actually. Don't one-shot it. Okay, they have to have something with 4 mana right now, otherwise you... Sorry, 4 or 3 mana, otherwise you actually roll the totem first. Okay. Well, they were on Overload 2 next turn, at least. Don't be taunt. Not taunt. Okay. Now, if they have Earthshock, I want them to Earthshock the Twilight Drake. Because they'll think, wow, that's a Twilight Drake, I get to Earthshock this, this is incredible value! But they won't get to silence canned Bloodhoof, which is the really important one. So if they don't Earthshock this, I know they don't have it, and I can play canned Bloodhoof really fearlessly. Well, I can play it fearlessly of that specifically. I can't play it entirely fearlessly. You know what? I'm gonna do this instead.
Love my new recipe.
So now my 4-drop trades with his. And then we'll just imagine this is a 2-mana 2/2. Which I'm only pretty much gonna be using to beat down the opponent's totems. Fine. I'm just still scared of what my opponent has in hand. I can't be scared forever. Especially because I'm gonna want to play an Ironbark Protector soon. So, Even if this gets hexed, then the Iron Bark Protector should be safe. I've done as much playing around Hex and Silence as I can. From the top deck! It was from the top of the deck! Are you kidding me? What? Why do good things happen to good people instead of me, a bad people?
Don't.
That was 100% from the top deck. It was this card I was watching the entire time because I was like, if I get fucking top decked. I played around that card perfectly for so many turns in a row. Baiting it out, given really good kind of like reads on my opponent's hand. And they fucking top deck it.
Feel the power of the wind.
Pop the taunt, run in here.
Don't rush me.
For the wild.
So sad. Watch them top deck Lightning Storm this turn. Oh, not Lightning Storm, just Fork Lightning, it's okay. They're determining whether they should double tap this. They should.
I wonder.
You should. You really should. I'm giving you good advice here.
Bathe in flames.
One mana off being able to do what I want.
My shield for Arga.
Can't play around mind control top deck. There would be too many top decks. Too many top decks. Okay, fine. That gets to eat 2/2/2s.
To the blade.
For the wild.
Maybe the only time in my life that I uproot that. Oh, and it's probably wrong because it doesn't secure lethal next turn.
The gates are open.
It's definitely wrong because now I can't kill this without taking losses. Ah. I'm so bad. That was actually really bad.
For the wild.
I thought, oh, maybe just because I've got it behind 2 taunts, it'll be a good idea. But no, I mean, like, I'm going up against a class that's gonna be casting spells more often than using weapons. It does use some weapons, but the majority of it's spells.
You gotta be kidding me!
I win no matter what it happens. Taunt Totem and I get to kill it.
You win this one.
Well played. Twat. Oh. I understand that top decking is a huge part of the game, and I understand that I have so many times top decked an opponent. I understand that. But I was very specifically playing around Hex for turns, making certain they didn't have it, and then they draw it the turn that I play my card. They draw it the turn I'm finally certain they don't have it in hand.
Malfurion versus Anduin.
The light shall bring victory.
I must protect the wild.
This isn't actually that bad if you think about... Shadow Word Pain being a problem. Or if you think about Northshire Cleric being a problem. You don't play a Northshire Cleric unless you have the ability to do something with it, like Power Word Shield it, or if you're going second, Velens it, Coin Velens. So I don't assume they're going to play the Power Word Shield here. Sorry, the Northshire Cleric. If they even have it.
I must consider.
And if you play the one that wants you to heal things, Light of the Naru summons it. Oh, what's it called again? Light Priestess? Light Priest? Priest of Light? So 1/2, anytime a character is healed, it gains +2 attack. If you do that, you guarantee that you have to use your hero power the turn after. So if they're considering all of their options, it's possible, in fact, it's more likely that they have removal in their hand than it is that they have, like, minions that they're going to want to play. So instead of playing the Knife Juggler first, I'll play this first. Just in case it gets Smite or Shadow Word Pain.
Let us see if this
Fine.
Put this apple on your head.
50% of the time, it wouldn't have mattered what order I played them in anyway. And the other 50% of the time, I get extra 1 damage to the face. Yeehaw! Giddy up, cowboy. That's 1 damage to the face. So, Injured Blade Master is not actually that bad against a priest because your opponent can't use a fuck that card. I might actually want a hero power to kill it. Actually... It's such an annoying card. I don't want it to buff anything, especially this early in the game. Plus, I have the ability to supplement the 2 damage from the Worgen Infiltrator with another 2 damage from Stormwind Knight in order to kill something. It doesn't leave me with a super powerful board, but, yeah, you gotta break a few eggs in order to break some eggs.
Silvermoon shall not fall.
Dark Cult is so strong. 3 mana, 3/4. So it's as good as a Spider Tank, which is a fucking incredible card, especially in the early game.
Glory to the Sindor.
Oh, I'm almost certain that was from the top deck, but I'm not going to complain about it because I'm not entirely certain that it was. I lose now. I can't kill the Blood Knight. Watch this. Arcanine, and then he heals my 3/2. killing my 3-2, and then just attacks for face with the 6-6, and no Arcanine, interesting. Just gonna give yourself a casual 6-12.
It's time for a little
It's okay, this was a fun video game while it lasted. I'm the saddest man of all time. I don't know if anyone has ever been this sad. Because this is what a priest wants. They want minions with really high health that they can just constantly buff back up. I can't really do anything against it right now. Like, the best play I have is... Whee! Flip this, run in here. Oh man, I removed one of your minions. Now you gotta be sad, right? Right? The thing is, if they just double attack to my face right now, I play Onyxia on turn 9. So I'm dead before that. I draw Innovate, I Innovate Onyxia, and they could just double tap my face again instead. I know I should have hero powered the face, but it really doesn't matter at this point. Nothing you can do. So I was trying my hardest to stop the Dark Cultist from being the way that my opponent swings out of control, but doesn't matter. Unfortunately, at this point, my opponent was already swinging super out of control. Onyxia and continue.
I concede.
6 and 3. So I stopped the Dark Cultist from putting them out of control, but the Blood Knight did it for them anyway. 6 is fine. It brings my average slightly up, which is good enough for me. Why'd you have to give me a card? I just wanted the coins. Oh. Saddest man of all time. Alright. Let's go D that card, and all of the cards we get in this. 2 rares. Okay. At least a golden rare, come on. Nope. No such luck. Oh man, look at all the dust we're gonna get from... Hang on, that's not where we get our dust. That's right. Oh, baby. 60 dust, that's like... Whew. All I need is 10... 20... 25? Is it 25 packs at that rate in order to get a legendary? Ooh, so valuable. I should probably delete a lot of these decks as well. Alright, let's get back to the title screen so that I can say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena. I really don't know if that Blood Knight came from the top deck or if it was in my opponent's hand. If it's in their hands, I'm like, alright, fair enough, whatever. But if it came from the top deck, ooh, that hurts after getting top dicked the game previously as well. And top dicking ending my run last arena as well. What should I call it? We did have a lot of really big chunky dudes. We also had Can, who did literally nothing at any point. Useless Horde. I don't know. I don't know about that one. I really don't know. I'm trying to think of like any special element of the deck. There's nothing coming to mind. I wish I could just see the deck right now so I could go, oh, it had a lot of that card. I'll just call it that instead. I kind of just want to call it like Druidic. Just because top dick and Druidic, there's dick at the end, but it sounds like I'm just describing something as Druid-like. But also we had like 2 Druids of the Claw and a Druid of the Flame. Alright, fine enough. Druidic. My name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Hearthstone Arena. The name of the deck has been Druidic. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It does help me get my content out to new people. There's also a playlist in the description down below with all of my content of Hearthstone Arena, ranked, adventures, Naxxramas, Blackrock Mountain, and Tavern Brawl. Yes? I'm pretty sure I got that one correct finally, after so long of fucking that one up. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself, and see you next time.